I'm Tony Armour. I'm the new Dallas Film Commissioner. Well, as far as this film goes, I saw the film last night, and great job. I really loved it. And I thought it was really interesting in that, this is obviously a Disney film, right? It's made by Disney for Disney.
Well, no, it's actually made by Searchlight.
But it's premiering at Disney Plus.
Disney Plus, yes.
Yeah, it's the outlet that it's gonna be on.
Disney Plus and Hulu. Yeah.
And it's an inspirational story. I was kind of thinking of it as like Rudy with Cheetos,
Nice.
kind of
That's not bad.
thing.
We'll take it.
Nice.
Yeah, you can use that all you want.
I mean, the clapping is from Rudy, so.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. But I thought it was an interesting balance on taking, the family story and his story on his beginnings and how he started out, and kind of smoothing over some of those rough edges a little bit for the platform and the audience. And so, how did you guys take that story and balance it?
We didn't. There was no softening of the edges. The movie was always reflective of Richard and his story, and Richard is kind and amazing and witty and smart and full of heart, but also tough and has a past and can feel a little dangerous at times, and he's all these things at once. And I put the movie in the voice of Richard, literally a voiceover, but like in his tone. The minute I met Richard Montañez, I was like, wow, he'll tell you too, I'm the smartest uneducated vato you'll ever meet. And you're like, yeah, he's not educated, but man, is he smart.
Yeah.
And he has this gangbanger past, so you kind of feel that cholo, but he's so kind.
Yeah.
And so the movie is that. But I never set out to do a Disney film, because this was at Searchlight.
Right.
Like, we developed this at Searchlight. Searchlight is a very prestigious studio that really gets behind storytellers and filmmakers. And so when I had a vision for this film, it was always this like, I want fantasy sequences, and I want this music to sound like this, and we're gonna do this. It was very reflective of the essence of Richard. So it's funny that you say like, oh, did you tame it down? No, this was like Richard's and Judy's essence, the whole movie.
Yeah, so the two of you had to, obviously portray this real life couple and their family as well. And so it's not just the two of you, it's a whole family environment with the dad and the kids and everything. And so how much, did you really look into the background of the family to kind of portray that on screen and really, be authentic about who this man is and who Judy is as well?
Yeah, we both got a chance to sit down and talk with the Montañezes and hang out with the family. The first time I went to Richard and Judy's house, Judy had like this full spread of food, and all of her grandchildren were there, and her kids were there, and it was just being able to witness that. I was like, oh, this is my family. Mm-hmm. Like I know this story, I know this woman, and I sat with her separately, and it was important for me because you're portraying a real person, to make sure that you get it authentically right. You know, you can't do an emulation, because that's just impossible, but you can get the essence of who these people are. And I think me being so culturally close to Richard and Judy, I grew up in the same area, I have very similar stories to them. I wanted to assure we wanted to assure the family that we are going to do our best to do an honest portrayal and give them the full colors that they deserve.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Well, and I've got a minute left, so how about what do you want audiences to get out of this film when they see it? It's a an overcoming adversity story, but it's more than that as well.
I think I want people to feel inspired, and I want people to. I think people are going to come away from this movie not like it's a kind of a sneaky movie where there's a lot of stuff going on in it.
You think you're
watching a movie about Cheetos, right? But it's really a love story. It's a very inspirational story, and it has kind of really has very little to do about Cheetos. I think the product of their love story is the Flamin' Hot Cheeto, right? And through a support system and love, they are able to build this empire and this family and their life that they have now. You know what I mean? And I also think it's a very inspirational story in the way that it's super universal, right? It crosses cultural lines and everyone can relate to it. Like we have people from Ireland and Germany and France and Spain and Australia and I think we talked to someone from Antarctica.
Yeah, they love them.
They love it. It's like they needed the heat down there.
Good one.
As Cheetos, to use a Hitchcock phrase, were kind of the MacGuffin to really tell this family story and to tell this story about this what they've overcome and everything. And so,
But I will say, we all wanted to do justice to the family, but also we felt the weight of our community. Like we wanted people to see the Mexican American community for what we know it as. It's a hardworking, faith-based, family-oriented, smart, ambitious, kind, loving community who contribute a lot to this country. And so I think people are going to enjoy being inspired by this film because it's the flavor but the story you don't.
yeah.